Hey everyone, welcome back to Play Casket with another episode of Your Turn with your wonderful hosts, Paraka the Goblin and
Ghost, your co-host.
And right now, even though he's relatively new, Rusty's currently out right now having some legwork done. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and
What are you talking about? He's right there. Don't you see him?
No.
Wave, Rusty. See, he's waving. Oh shit, look at him. He's breakdancing. Oh shit.
That one's green.
Wait, stop. Get down. Get down. Oh shit. Oh no, there it goes. He'll be back.
Alright, so not much happened this week, but the Mario movie did release, so we want to kind of touch on that. So we haven't seen the Mario movie yet. Shocking, I know, right? Everyone else has gone seen it, but apparently somebody trapped in a mausoleum with undead people is apparently can't find time to do it. I don't know how that works out. Maybe we have to do it when, the theaters are dead.
10 out of 10. Would watch again. I haven't seen it either.
So, first impressions of just the movie in general, like what you've seen so far. Like, are you actually excited to see it, or are you kind of like leery, or what?
Well, it looks really good. Did Miyamoto have his hand on it too?
Miyamoto kind of just had advice, kind of similar how he had advice in Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, okay.
That was basically it. Like, he didn't really do too much.
Just hearing the reviews, it seems promising.
So, yeah, that's the same thing with me too, actually. Journalists hate it, so it's going to be delicious. I only expect it to be kind of like just like a light story, nothing epic. Mario's never epic, like having this huge epic story. Like, we're not playing Mario RPG movie. You know what I mean? Like, this one, it is to be expected, and you should have a Mario movie that's light. You know what I mean? Like, it should just be lighthearted and stuff. And
who wants to watch an hour and 30 minutes of one guy walking to the right of the screen, right?
Me. Because it's going to be a lot more entertaining than some blonde boy with a giant sword killing boars for 30 minutes. And then whining to a guy with a bigger sword with silver hair. But no, like, I don't know. I'm excited to see it, but I'm not like, I'm in no rush. If that makes sense. Like, it's not like I'm not worried about being let down. I feel like this movie will probably meet my expectations. Whereas Sonic, I had low expectations, and it kind of surprised me. Sonic was actually fun. Now, I don't think Sonic is like de facto amazing. Like, Sonic feels like it's one of those remember kids type of thing where like, man, I remember when that character was cool when I was young. Like, it feels like that, but it's also like not taking itself seriously.
It's also adapted really well though, because it respects the source material, and then it's also an entertaining movie, I guess. Yeah. Because sometimes you can't get both, but Sonic did it really well. And I gotta give props too, because was it the director was the one who leaked the ugly Sonic? I think it was either the director or the lead art director or something like that. Yeah. Somebody that was in charge of some of the visuals, like, oh my god, this is bad, and like the producer's like, no, we like, and they're like, no, and then like leaks it, and then people are just furious, and like the director just like, see what happens. I was right. Yeah. And so props to him, man. Mad props. Like, stuff like that, like, you gotta give it to people who have like true like dedication to whatever fan they are. Yeah. You gotta love that. And that's the whole reason why I think the first 2 seasons ish of Witcher was better than what I think is gonna come out next. Yeah. Because Henry Cavill literally had a lot of dedication to that. Like, the books and everything about The Witcher was like his stuff. Mm-hmm. And now I'm hearing he's in a Warhammer 40K thing. Yeah. He's huge into it. Yeah. So props to him. Like, don't ever, God protect this man. Like, seriously, we need to protect this man at all costs. And I hope Netflix burns. Yeah, I hope season 3 just crashes really hard for that reason. Well, he's too good for Netflix anyway. I genuinely hope that. And people are like, oh, quit being spiteful. I don't care. No, you don't do that to like source material. You just don't do that. It's dumb. It's stupid. Anyway. Another thing too is Ryan Reynolds too. Got to give him props for the Deadpool trailer. Yeah. Supposedly, what I heard was he was the one who leaked it because we had like some camera phone version that was the first trailer. Do you remember?
No.
So basically, somebody was like, was it just spread all over YouTube, and it was like the pilot trailer basically, and Fox was like gonna can it, and not to mention the budget was only like $9 million too, so it was like a really cheap movie, but Fox is gonna can it, and somebody was like, fuck it, we'll just leak it, and they leaked it. Supposedly it was Ryan Reynolds, because he was like, well, it's gonna get canceled, and might as well try to see if we could drive up hype before they change so we could change their minds. And yeah, it worked. So if it was Ryan Reynolds, I gotta give him mad props, because he risked his career for that.
Yeah, he's done some wild stuff too, but quit trying to die again over there. Damn.
Undead 2. That's the coolest shit ever.
Grave Moss Boogaloo. Extra undead. Undead. Wait, is that alive again? No. But yes. But no, like, I don't know, like it seems like at least it's true to source. And I like it. I heard that a lot of people were upset the fact that the trailer supposedly like portrayed Peach as in this like girl boss, and was girl bossing all over the place and stomping on Mario and taking the lead and stuff like that, and all these like people on Twitter like, oh yeah, you know, this is what we're gonna want, even though none of you are gonna watch it.
I know.
Like, let's be real here. They could be the cringiest, most wokest movie out there that just appeals directly to the 12 people on Twitter. And they would be like, I'm so glad that it just kind of released, and I totally don't want to watch it, but I'm so glad I changed lives. Yeah, Slay Queen and other hashtag nonsense.
They could only afford back pats, so fuck them.
Yep. So apparently it turns out like she was far more closer to the source material, which of course Nintendo's involved. So, you know, of course they're like, no. Like, that's
why would you want to change them in the first place? Like, Peach is Peach, Mario's Mario.
Because some people, and I think it's because there's a lot of people in like movies and stuff, especially around the writing and stuff. They all have like a certain fanfic in their head that they just think is so cool.
Yeah,
that like nobody ever like grills them on. It's the whole reason why like there was so many people that were like getting promoted for like Sonic OCs and DeviantArt. Like, nobody wants to like, oh no, your armadillo dude looks like garbage. Nobody wanted to do like, yeah, well, look at mine, oh my god, that's great. And like everybody was just like, and because they were never like challenged on it, they just think that this is going to be better. Like, no, I have a chance to show millions of people how cool my story is. And we're going to add Sonichu next to Sonic 3, and you can't stop me, you know? And that, you know, that's basically the way they firmly believe. Like, I have the better characters, just wait. But that's not source material. That's like, and I feel like that's exactly what's going on with a lot of people. Like, no. I've always imagined that Peach was an absolute dominatrix. That's not how Nintendo wrote her.
My headcanon is,
You know, like, it's always that same. It's always straight out of Reddit type nonsense. Yeah. It is stupid.
And that's why they didn't hire you.
Exactly. That's why they will never hire you. No one's going to hire you. You're never getting out of your parents' basement. Even your parents are trying to get you out of there, and you're never going to get out. Stay there, Jenny. Stay there.
Maybe Disney, if you shit on the piece of paper and turn it in.
Yeah, basically that turns that'll probably get you a job as an actor in Star Wars. But yeah, no, I'm kind of excited to see it, but I'm not like hyped, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like this will be a pleasant watch. And on top of that, let's talk about the fact that how many people have been watching it. Segue, apparently. It's breaking records.
Yeah.
Yeah, supposedly, and I'm only hearing this. I don't know if it's been confirmed or not. It's already outpacing fucking Avatar.
Really?
Apparently, like,
what?
And like not in the West, like not in North America, but apparently in about 11 different countries, it just blew every other animated movie out of the water.
Huh, okay.
And apparently, I think it was Germany, France, or something else. It just eclipsed Endgame in a day.
Okay. Sounds promising.
So like stuff like that. Like all these people are like, no, Endgame's just this cinematic masterpiece. No, it's not. It was a fun, conclusion to basically Avengers as a collective. Basically, the Marvel cinematic universe kind of died there. That's basically it. But it died a great death. Mm-hmm. It was a fun watch, but there's no way that's a masterpiece. It was fun. It's a comic movie.
Infinity War is better. Infinity War is better.
So all of that, I just think it was really hilarious that like it's dominating over Endgame of all things, and like it's huge for Nintendo.
Yeah,
like and because of that, Nintendo now wants to continue with Illumination and some other producers and stuff like that as well, with more movies. So knowing that, do you think there's an idea that you would like to see as a movie from Mario from Nintendo and Illumination?
Pokemon.
If that would require a Pokemon company, and I don't trust them with Pokemon either.
Oh yeah, true. I do remember some higher ups kind of stepped down because of the fiasco of Scarlet and Violet.
I don't think they stepped down because of the fiasco with Scarlet and Violet. I think the guy stepped down because he was more that Pokemon's just and it's not even Pokemon, it's creatures.
Uh-huh.
Creatures. Okay. Creatures getting so big with Pokemon constantly getting licensed out with them and stuff that he couldn't handle it anymore. And he was starting to stress out and stuff like that, and he was worried about his health, so he stepped down. Mm-hmm. And that's what happened. Now, do I think this changes a lot of stuff? Do I think that this is going to improve Creatures? Do I think it? No, I think Creatures is going to stay the same. I really think. I don't see this as a huge change up. I don't see this as a huge thing. Like, the guy's stepping down. He's not quitting. He's not doing anything else. And the guy that's taking over has been in the field for a while too. So I think it's business as always with Creatures. Oh, okay, so I don't think it's like a huge thing.
But going back to the movie, we did get Detective Pikachu, which is a pretty decent spin-off. But I like to see one where it focuses more on the fighting and stuff like that. So if we get somebody else to be a trainer that we could follow in a live-action series, it would be kind of cool.
I think, no. Well, they did a bunch of interviews before Detective Pikachu. Uh-huh. They did one where they were talking about what it would be like for the Pokemon to be inside the Pokeball and stuff like that type of thing. That'd be an interesting angle to go with. Okay. Now I'm not expecting another talking Pokemon type thing, but I also can't think of a good answer to replace that, because when you think about it, the Detective Pikachu, talking Pikachu was how to sell that, basically.
Yeah.
But if you have somebody like, let's make a joke. Let's say it was Meowth, because Meowth was almost going to be a mascot before Pikachu, right? Imagine a movie where all you hear is just Meowth, 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 me Meow, me Meow, Meow, Meowth.
Oh, okay.
That's not going to sell.
Oh, okay.
So they're probably going to do something to that point where a Pokemon's going to talk.
Gotcha.
The centerpiece Pokemon's going to talk. Whether or not it's how the guy understands it or how we as the viewer understand it remains to be seen.
Gotcha.
But I don't see anything beyond that. But as far as movies go with Illumination, Punch-Out. Actually, no.
Oh,
Punch-Out?
That would be cool as hell, actually.
Punch-Out, not just Punch-Out, but I also want to see Nintendo's wrestling game. That would be hilarious. Just imagine those two type of things, kind of hinting at one another or something like that. It would be hilarious, dude.
Oh my god. Super Smash Brothers.
People immediately jump to that on everything now. No, Nintendo, Mario's so outdated. You need to bring everybody to golf.
It'll be like the Avengers again. we do all the series. It'll be like a 12-year project, and then Kirby gets his own movie. And in the end, Master Hand hands him an invitation, and that's the end. And then everybody's like, "Oh, Smash Brothers!"
Why immediately jump the shark now, though? Dude.
Because DC did it.
Because DC did it. No. Let's mellow out here. Baby steps, guys. Baby steps. Let's not get crazy.
As Tony Stark says, you got to run before you can learn to walk.
But no, I could see Punch Out. Like for realistic, Punch Out would be actually a really hilarious one.
Yeah.
Like especially, who would be a good King Hippo?
King Hippo.
Like, yeah, the big fat guy.
Oh, okay.
That's basically the antithesis to Little Mac.
Dang, I don't know. Who's the guy who played Paul Blart? What's his name?
Kevin James?
Yeah.
Would Kevin James... No, you know what? He makes so many voices. I think he can actually make that work. That would... no, I think he could. He doesn't have to... Like, a person doesn't have to look like the voice, but Kevin James does know how to do many voices.
Yeah.
So I could see that actually happening. And like Little Mac, I don't know. Like Little Mac, maybe. I don't know. I can't even think of it. I'm drawing it. But that would be kind of cool. So, I can't really think of other ones that I would like to see immediately. I'd like to see maybe an Advance Wars eventually, but Advance Wars is coming out later this month, so pick
Finally.
it up. Ignore Zelda, guys. You don't need that shit. You need 2 games for the price of $30 each, rebooted to fresh, crisp quality and tactical advancements and just perfection in its purest form. And if you get enough people to buy it, we might not have to see Fire Emblem for about 5 years, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah. That's half the price of Breath of the Wild, so ha.
Yeah, basically. So, buy it, everybody, please. So, now that we got the Mario movie nonsense all out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about other things, because we gotta apparently have a variety. Apparently, else people don't want to listen to us. But you had another thing, another weird rumor and stuff.
So Sony supposedly has a handheld. So I guess like one of their big guys who.
So like R&D, like handheld and R&D, or are they like really like going to come out with something?
Yeah, well, they kind of leaked it in the codename's Q Lite. It's like a PS5 controller with the 8-inch LCD touchscreen in the middle. But for the most part, like I guess they're trying to get it out before the PS5 Pro. And from the sounds of it, I'm like, that kind of sounds like a dev kit.
Honestly, it sounds like a prototype.
Yeah.
Okay. If any of this, now mind you, before we get into this, it is rumors. Take everything with a grain of salt. Just saying that so people don't think that we're like talking, true connections, all that. We don't have any type of connections. I live in a mausoleum. There's no real connection I have except for like the long cords that plug into the gravekeeper's plugs. That's just is. But from what I heard from it and what you're telling me, it sounds more like they're prototyping like a possibility of using like they already have like a mobile controller, right?
Yeah,
like a backbone or something like that.
Yeah.
So if anything, there's a possibility that they're trying to do a prototype of something that will stream your PS5 games from a cloud.
Yeah,
I feel like that's more likely to happen because Sony's trying to push into the service games thing. So they don't have to make as many consoles constantly. Because when you're thinking about it, like, people are saying they're going to work on trying to make a PS5 portable. Let's humor that for a moment. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about a company that's already hemorrhaging money trying to get as many PS5s done and out there as possible, and struggling to sell games on it, and struggling to sell and develop games on it. But you're telling me that they're going to use that same tech that they're struggling to put together to make a portable system to double up on the desire and the need for the tech that they need?
Yeah.
like when you break it down like that, like this, like it sounds so financially stupid that I don't even think Sony wants to do that. You know. Meanwhile,
not to mention they also launched the VR headset. It's not doing so well too. So it's like you're not gonna get somebody to fork out an extra $200. If we're lucky, it's probably gonna be a $300 to $400 device too. And on top of like somebody who already bought the headsets, but
and then and on top of that, like there's a lot of people who are saying like the PlayStation 5 has no games. When you have so many people talking about it like that, why would you buy a smaller system for that same price?
Unless it's like a
meanwhile, you're up against a system that's half the price, that's around for 7 years, has a huge backlog, and it's still dominating in sales. Makes you feel like you should be involved in it. Or you have the Steam Deck, which has your entire backlog anyway.
Yeah.
Like you don't have as many contending options when you're considering to buy a portable Sony system.
Well, even then, too, you can still stream to your mobile devices using your iPads and Android devices. Yeah.
So it's like it's not out of the ordinary or anything to consider that Sony would likely look at trying to make their own services.
Yeah.
And the way you described it, it sounds like it's a dev kit, like you said. It sounds like it's a dev kit to test streaming mobile services of a PlayStation 5 game.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds way more plausible than them doing a portable.
Yeah. Like, but I want one. That would be so cool.
People keep saying that, and then when they finally get it, like, they got the PSP. They said that it would be amazing. Then they did the PSP Pro or whatever. It would be going to be amazing. Then they did the Vita, and they said it was going to be amazing. How many times are we going to say that until it actually happens?
I'm one of the 2 people who bought them.
Congratulations. You and the other 2 people were able to raise up the prices for Trails of Cold Steel so far high that literally Falcom almost went bankrupt because nobody's buying their games until they released on Switch.
Woo!
You, by buying this Vita, helped port it to the Switch. Bravo. But no, seriously, like, if you guys are into Falcom or RPGs and stuff, like, get in on that. That stuff's actually kind of, like, really heavy. Anime is BS. Anime is shit. But they're pretty decent games. Like, so, you know. But they're, like, the Trails of Cold Steel, Legend of Heroes series, totally convoluted. Wait till, like, more stuff gets up, because I have no idea what I'm doing in them. So, anyway.
Jump on YouTube, watch a TLDR of it. Right?
Yeah. Or watch Kevin Street play it and stuff. He has reviews on them. He has a bunch of reviews on them, actually. He can give you a good synopsis on some of the ones that aren't on the Switch yet. Then you can just play the rest.
Yeah.
So, anyway, what do you think about what else do you think about that PlayStation pseudo portable, maybe kind of sort of rumor?
Well, where would it fall in? My biggest issue is because the Switch goes for like a lower price field, because the reason why the Switch is just killing it is because it's really cheap.
Well, that's like, not only is it just because it's cheap, but it's also like highly flexible. Like where you got places like, there's a lot of people who bought one because, like, I have people who are PC Master Races who also bought one. There's not a single game that they don't already have on the PC except for Nintendo-based games, but they like the fact that they could take and they play a lot of indie games on it.
Yeah,
like they'll buy games that they know the Switch can run because, you know, that's just them. But they can take it anywhere and then immediately, if they feel like it, put it on a TV.
Yeah,
just boop. And I feel like that flexibility is what actually is sending it far more like through the roof, and the desire for it, than the price tag.
Well, the thing about like why the deck is doing so well too is because it goes to, like, they know their target crowd, that the people who really know how to tinker with stuff, because they like to open it up, they like to switch out their hard drives and upgrade it and all that fun stuff and do all the coding to make things work, because the support for Steam is just freaking phenomenal. Because people,
on top of that too, like, Steam targets like PC guys, and these PC guys see the Steam as like a portable computer.
Yeah.
So they think having a portable computer still makes it so much better than the Nintendo Switch. But when the Steam Deck is still like the fundamentals of a Steam Deck still has issues that are like falls on Valve, and that's why they will brick systems if they do certain things that are considered illegal in the tech world and stuff, because it's just like trying to make emulators on the Switch. Nintendo is still responsible for what happens there. Same thing with Valve does with the Steam Deck. So the Steam Deck will never be as fully flexible as an actual PC.
Yeah.
Because Steam's not responsible for you downloading ROM somewhere else.
I know, but there's something about it that like people really like.
Yeah, like I said,
I just changed out the RAM, and or not the RAM. I just swapped out the M.2 drive, and it's like my personal thing. It's so cool now. So it's even if it's just that one little thing, they really really like it. I'm not sure why, but
it like I said, it falls into the fact that they think like being able to slowly upgrade it and all this, like that way it will never leave. Which honestly, I can see if the Steam Deck doesn't like piddles out, I can see Valve kind of slowly shut it down. I still believe that there will be a community that will continue it onwards.
Sorry, go ahead.
But I don't see, like, I'm not saying Valve's going to do it anytime soon. I could see probably within the next 10 years.
Okay.
Namely because I don't see Valve wanting to take responsibility for it forever. Because regardless of what you do, the Steam Deck's design overall is still Valve's design. So that means if you do something illegal with it, and Valve can have a way to intercept that, Valve is basically legally binded to do so. Similar to how Nintendo or Sony will brick their systems if you're doing something illegal on that as well.
Oh, okay.
Because it is their responsibility, because it is their system, as opposed to them not having any problem with what happens on your PC, because they don't own any design in your PC. They just run an app on it. That's all it is, right? The same reason why they ban you if you use the app to do something heinous, you know. But I can see them after like 10 years, like, dude, we can't keep this up. You know, it depends on the success too.
Yeah.
Now, if it has like moderate or piddling success, or has like a decline in success that's like very notable, they'll probably just slowly shut it down. Because I feel like that's just Valve's the way of doing things.
I mean, I see a cheaper gutted version coming down the line.
No, I don't see them doing that. I could see them doing like selling their own branded parts. I could see that. But even then, when they're willing to close it down, I don't see the community shutting down with them.
Yeah,
I see a third party community rising from the ashes of that if it ever happens. Whereas I don't see it with the Vita, I don't see it with the PSP, I don't see it with the 3DS. Even though the 3DS is wildly popular, I don't see it. But I could see it with the Steam Deck, because the Steam Deck like has that type of community that they're all about modding and upgrades and stuff like that, and they're going to do it.
And that's pretty cool because Steam has targeted that audience. Nintendo has a more mainstream, I guess, where it's just kind of like you buy it, it works, and it's cheap. So it's like, where does Sony fit? That's kind of the issue.
Yeah. Well, I think Sony's just trying. I feel like Sony always keeps trying to eclipse, because I feel like that's exactly how they got to where they are now.
But don't talk about your competition.
Well, no. They always. I'm saying eclipsing. That means they hide the other people. Like, what are you doing? And like stand in front of them. Basically, that's how they shut down the Dreamcast. Remember, the Dreamcast was like so huge before.
Yeah.
And until Sony's PlayStation 2, and they did that, and they pulled that same crap off on the GameCube. And they tried to pull that crap off on the Wii, but the PlayStation 3 struggled so much that it literally killed third parties.
Yeah.
Like, the development for the PS3 was so difficult that when people were porting stuff, they died. The original THQ and Midway died because of this. Like, it was not at all successful for third parties. But they pull that crap all the time.
Yeah.
That's just their thing, you know? Like, why buy anything else when you could buy brand name number? You know? So, like, I feel like that's what they would probably try to do, and I don't think it'll work.
Maybe it's just an app that you could buy.
No, like I said, I feel like it's going to be a streaming system.
Gotcha.
Thing. I feel like it's going to stream from a cloud. You're going to have some kind of downloaded games, and then they're going to be like, "Hey, we have cloud versions of these games. Would you like to upload these to the cloud?" You go, "Yes." Well, on your PS5, and then you could stream them onto your new PlayStation phone.
But the thing is that hardware is already hard enough to come across, because if you time it incorrectly with the iPhone 15 that'll be coming out, I don't know, whenever. Mm-hmm. You're gonna struggle because the consoles struggled when was it the 12? I think when the 12 was coming out, and they were cranking out chips, and everybody was struggling to produce any kind of hardware. Mm-hmm. So it's like, time it correctly at least, but we'll see. I guess.
Oh, even then, all of this is based on a rumor, which we all believe is a prototype.
Yeah.
This doesn't mean that they'll go through with it.
No, okay.
They'll probably run into some stuff and like, would this trouble, if we solve this, would this actually benefit us?
Yeah.
No? Then let's get it the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And then just carry on.
And we'll never see it again.
Yeah, basically that's how I feel like that's gonna eventually be.
Okay.
But I don't think it could be going through with it. Like, I think even Sony's gonna probably be smart enough and go, I should probably not put more weight of responsibility on me right now. You know, like, I feel like that's going to happen. Like, I feel like they're going to look at it and go, do I really want to wait in line for twice as many chips for people to barely buy my shit right now? Because the PS5's struggling.
Yeah.
Now, they're not just struggling because they can't make enough, but the people who have one aren't buying enough games.
Yeah.
Like, they're just not making any money. You know? So it's just hard all around. And, like, Microsoft's on the same level, but Microsoft is still at least churning out S's out the wazoo, which is making them able to have more people likely to buy more games.
And then with Game Pass too, yeah. It's $10 a person, but you know, with reoccurring monetization, you'll make your money back in the year. So
yeah. So and like Microsoft's
it's like what, 2 games a year at the minimum, which is pretty intense. Like, sometimes people will just buy like a $5 game and that'll last for like 4 or 5 months.
There's games out there, and I've tried Lunistis. We've actually even had it play on one of our videos and stuff. $15, amazing game.
Yeah,
I recommend it to people. Yeah, like there's stuff like that's just like $5. I'm like, you can easily get solid few 5 hours out of it, and maybe even like if you really enjoyed like how it feels, you'll go back to it.
Yeah.
Like, I always go back to Mario 64. I don't know why. I beat that thing and, like, completed the stars all the time. Like, I loved it. In comparison to other 3D Marios, the only other one that compares is, like, Mario Odyssey to me. But I still go back to 64. And if people buy games that are like that gives that kind of vibe, how many times are you going to play that $5 game?
Yeah.
You know? So, I don't know. I think it's just a prototype. We probably might not even hear anything about it, to be perfectly honest. Even Sony's not that stupid.
And if not, you could tune in next week to see if they really do it.
Yeah, we'll just have Sony drama, Sony accessory drama every week now. It's just like a forecast. But we're gonna go ahead and end it here. For everyone, I would like to thank you guys for listening to everything we talk about. If you like our content, feel free to like, subscribe, and share. And as always, we will see you on the other side.
Oh, hey, Rusty, you're back. What were you gonna say?
Hey everyone, this is Paraka.
And Ghost.
I would like to say thank you for listening to our podcast.
If you like our content, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe and share our video with your friends.
You can also follow and support us on other social media such as Minds and Rumble. Links in the description below.